Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Effingham County Virtual Job Fair. Today, we will be hearing from 5 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for approximately 5 to 10 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after all employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available on the Illinois workNet YouTube channel for you to refer to later. Now I am pleased to introduce Courtney with the Effingham County Chamber of Commerce. Courtney.
Thank you, Daniel, and Courtney Yaki with the Effingham Regional Growth Alliance. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's Effingham County Virtual Job Fair. This multi-employer event is made possible through the collaboration of the City of Effingham, Effingham County Chamber, Effingham Regional Growth Alliance, Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and Local Workforce Investment Area 23, partnering with Illinois workNet. We're excited to bring this virtual opportunity to Effingham County and the surrounding areas. We believe a virtual job fair is a great way for job seekers to discover employment opportunities from local businesses. Today, you'll learn about 100+ openings from Pepsi MidAmerica, Hospital Sisters Health System, Peerless of America, Continental Mills, and 3Z Printing. To kick off today's event, Jeff Frecknick, Workforce Development Director for the Effingham County Chamber, will inform us on a new workforce development initiative called EC Jobs. Off to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Courtney. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the businesses. Thank you for participating this morning. And also welcome to those job seekers that are out there as well. As Courtney mentioned, Effingham County Job Opportunities for Business Success, or EC Jobs, is a new web-based platform that is sponsored by the Effingham County Foundation, and it's also managed through the Effingham County Chamber of Commerce. I'm delighted to be able to be a representative for the Chamber in this regard. And so on the screen there, you will see that my contact information, my email there at the Chamber, and then also the web address for the EC Job site. With regards to the businesses that are on this morning, I know a couple of you have already started to work on adding your information to EC Jobs. If you are a business that this is the first time that you are hearing it, I encourage you to go to the website and click register. And at that point, you can register your business so that you can start posting jobs on this website. So that is the employer side of it. On the job seeker side, you can go to EC Jobs and you can see the hundreds of jobs that are being posted on EC Jobs that are specific to Effingham County at this point, and build a resume, submit that resume online to a specific job or jobs. And but you can also build some skills with regards to earning badges by watching videos. So if you're a job seeker that you want to advance yourself a little bit, the opportunities are on the EC Jobs website as well. During that process, both for employers and job seekers, please give me an email. I will be more than happy to reach out back to you and assist you in any way that I can. The other part to EC Jobs is an educational component. All of these schools in Effingham County have implemented and agreed to implement EC Jobs as part of a career exploration for 5th through 8th graders. And then for 9th through 12th graders, that opportunity to earn those badges with regards to skills. Obviously, as I mentioned before, then create a resume and submit resumes to businesses as they become great opportunities for employees for those students that are graduating from high school. We've also partnered with Lakeland College, and they will use the portal on the same fashion. So with that, I just wanted to provide a little bit of education with regards to EC Jobs. And again, that's Effingham County Job Opportunities for Business Success. And I will stick around for the entire program today, and will be available for any questions later on. Thank you so much, and enjoy the fair. At this time, I would like to introduce from Pepsi MidAmerica, Bobby, who will share the information with regards to Pepsi MidAmerica.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. Once again, my name is Bobby Ray. I am with Pepsi MidAmerica, and I want to talk to you a little bit about some career opportunities that we have here for you. I would like to start with telling you a little bit about who we are. So we were founded in 1936. Apologize. Pepsi is proud to be one of the top bottlers in the nation. We service Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, and hopefully be growing more. We love what we do and we're proud of it, and we're proud to serve our communities. So some of the job positions that we currently have available. So we have a route salesman, a full line salesman, vending service technician, and merchandisers. And every single one of them are fantastic positions that you'd have a lot of fun in. So the first one is route salesman. This position entails the chosen candidate to operate company vehicle locally delivery and merchandise conduct daily. We do paid training for CDL. So if you don't have a Class A CDL, you don't have to worry about that. We actually will pay to get you your training done. If you do have a CDL, that's fantastic, and we'd love to have you on board. So you will do local routes, and you'll be able to be home every single day with weekends off. So that's some of the plus sides of delivery drivers that not everyone always gets. So we like to really enhance that. The next one that we have available is our full line salesman. So what they do is they go to all of our vending machines in our local areas. They will do some service maintenance to it. They stock it, they do inventory. They do drive our box trucks, which is a Class C CDL. If you don't have that either, you don't have to worry. We will take care of you and get that for you. So it's a good training process, a lot of education. It's a good opportunity to have, and it's a good job. So you get to meet a lot of people and a lot of companies and be able to explore and get to know the area and really get involved in the community that way too. So our next position, which is actually one of my favorites, is our vending service technician. What we do is we train you to learn how to work on vending machines from the very start of it to being able to go to different businesses and work on vending machines. So you'll start by learning how to paint, how to do your washing of the machines, your basic maintenance, all the way up to electrical work. And you get really involved here in-house, and then we train you to go outside and become an outside service tech. Again, it's fun. It's probably one of my favorites, like I said previous, because you can go and you can get extra schooling and things like that that we will actually help benefit with you. So we want to help you grow and enjoy that journey together. It's amazing. Another one that we have is a merchandiser. So merchandisers are able to go in each of their local stores where you live, so close to where you're at. And what you do is you go inside that store, you get to know the management there, you do the inventory, you stock shelves, you get to really know a lot of individuals, you help break down trucks. It is very labor oriented, but if you're somebody who is kind of an outgoing person, this is the perfect position for you because you're able to talk to anybody and everybody. If you're going to school, it's okay, because what we do is we work around your school. This is something that could be full-time, part-time. If you have your classes, we actually think that's the most important thing, is your education. So by all means, give us your class schedule. We'll work around it. It's not a problem. So this is probably the best position for students. And that doesn't mean it's just for college students. That could be high school students. It doesn't have just a specific range. So if you're somebody who goes to school, this is a fantastic opportunity and really gets your name out there. So you get to know a lot of people in this community. So that is our merchandiser position if someone's interested. Now we have benefits. We have a veteran's preference. So if you are a veteran and you would like to have veterans preference, we do ask for your DD-214. You do not have to provide it. That is only for that privilege. But what that does, it actually puts you above other candidates because you already have all that experience and knowledge that you gained in the military, and we want to utilize it. We want you to be welcomed here. So we do have that, and it's actually something that we started new, so we're pretty proud of it. Especially as a veteran myself, I'm extremely proud to have it. 401k was something that we have. You get that after you've been here for a year. And we have our insurance, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, and you get that after being here for 30 days. So open enrollment for 30 days. So it's also a fantastic thing that we want to utilize. Now, places that you can apply, there is my email that I have listed up there along with my phone number. Or you can come in and you can apply in person. I'll take care of you that day and make sure that you're able to meet everybody and talk and see what you're interested in. And of course, I want to find a position that you feel comfortable and that you're more interested in. So by all means, please come in, sit down with me for a bit. I'd be more than happy to help out and see what we can find for you. But that's all that I have, and I appreciate your guys' time.
Excellent. Thank you for that presentation, Bobby. And for the folks that are on the call as job seekers, the folks that perhaps just joined, if you do have any questions for Bobby regarding any sort of employment opportunities that were covered here at Pepsi MidAmerica, please feel free to drop your questions into the chat. And once we reach the Q&A portion of the event, we'll make sure that your questions get answered. Thank you so much, Bobby. Our next presenter will be Hospital Sisters Health System. Ashley, are you available to present?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Ashley with Hospital Sisters Health System, HSHS St. Anthony's Hospital. You can go to the next slide, please. So a little bit about HSHS. You may be familiar with St. Anthony's in Effingham, but we also have 15 hospitals throughout Illinois and Wisconsin. Over 200 clinics, which is our medical group facilities, and then also Prairie Cardiovascular. And we've been servicing our communities for over 145 years. Next slide. Here's a little bit more, kind of showing you a graphic here to see where we're at throughout that Illinois and Wisconsin area. We service more of the central and southern portions of Illinois. With facilities in places like O'Fallon, Springfield, Decatur, and Shelbyville. And then we're up in eastern and western Wisconsin. And like I said, we also have Prairie Cardiovascular, HSHS Medical Group, and Prevea in Wisconsin. Next slide. I always like to point out our core values and mission because they are very important to us at HSHS and something that you will see being lived out inside our facilities, and also something that is talked about during the interview phase. So our core values are respect, care, confidence, and joy. And then our mission is to reveal and embody Christ's healing love for all people through our high quality Franciscan healthcare ministry. Next slide. So application process. So we have our career site listed here, careers.hshs.org. And our career site is very easy to navigate. If you're looking for a certain location, you're able to just click on that location and see all positions open. Or if you're looking for some type of position such as medical assistant, but you're not really looking for any particular location, you can also search just by that as well and see those openings throughout our entire system. And there's also a search bar at the top, very easy to kind of navigate down and find a specific job that you're looking for. Next slide. And then like I just said, we have an easy apply system. So when you go on there that first time, you're just going to need to go through and create a login and be able to upload your resume, put your info into the application, but all of that will be saved. And then the next time that you're ready to go in and apply to something, there's a returning applicant login, and all of your information is already there and saved. And it makes it even more time saving to be able to go in and apply for different positions. Next slide. Some tips I always like to give everybody, if it's the first time applying or you've applied before, but maybe didn't get anywhere, didn't get an interview. It's best to use a computer and use Google Chrome. And then we always recommend uploading a resume, and to do that in a PDF. It makes it easier on our end to be able to view it and download it. And the application is mobile friendly, but if it's your first time applying, I do recommend trying to do that on a computer just to make sure you can get everything, all the boxes filled in that you need to. Next slide. We also do have a talent network. So if you're browsing through the careers page and you don't see something that is of interest right now, but you are interested in maybe seeing what's out there in the future, you can join our talent network. You get alerts, emails like that when jobs get newly posted that fit your interest. So you can go right out then and there and apply for those. Next slide. So here's a high level overview of kind of what the interview and hiring process would be like. So you submit that application, it's reviewed, a recruiter reaches out and does a phone screen. If they want to move forward with you, then that first interview is set up. Right now they're going back to being virtual, and a reference check would happen. A second interview can be needed, but most of the time our candidates only have to go through a first interview. And if they still want to move forward with you after that, an offer would be issued, and then you would go into the onboarding phase, which is going to be doing a drug screen, a background check, and that paperwork. And then you would be ready to go into orientation and start with us. Next slide. So here are some of our current openings that we have. I do want to note that we do get new openings approved and posted on a weekly basis. So like I was stating earlier, if there's something that you're out there one week and don't see, that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be available that next week. So it's great to join that talent network so that you can get those updates periodically for positions that you're interested in. But we have housekeeping positions. So housekeeping EVS staff is core to running the hospital, and especially during times like this with COVID, because you are cleaning patient rooms, you're cleaning hallways and nursing areas, staff areas, different things like that, and just trying to keep the hospital clean. And so we have some full-time and part-time positions open with those. They are a great entry-level position that can be a stepping stone into getting into different areas in the hospital, or it also is a great position to be able to grow with different levels of that job, resulting in more responsibility and higher pay. Then we also have what we call our fans associate that is working in our cafeteria. It's working in the cafeteria, serving patient families and customers and things like that, but also then taking care of patients, doing trays and then running them to the rooms. So right now we have an evenings full-time position for that as well. Again, this is another one that would be great for an entry-level stepping stone position. Then we also have our registrar. These are the people that when you go into the hospital to check in for a procedure or to see your doctor, that's that first person that you have contact with that gets you information, gets you in the system, gets you that armband put on you and points you where you need to go. So we have those both in the clinic side, which is going to be more of a Monday through Friday days type of role. And then we have it in the hospital side as well. And the hospital runs 24/7. So there's different shifts available for that. We also have some switchboard openings as well. Part-time and PRN is even less hours than part-time. It's just kind of as needed. So if you're not looking to go get many hours, but you're just wanting to get some extra cash, or you're thinking about retiring, but still want something to do, this would be a great position for that. Switchboard, you're just directing all of the calls that come into the main line at the hospital and directing them to where they need to go. And then we also have more clinical type of roles that require a certification or a degree. So we have like our medical assistant and LPN positions with our med group facilities, and then as well as CNAs, LPNs, and RNs within our hospital units. And we do offer a lot of great benefits that I'll talk about here in a minute with if you're looking at maybe doing a clinical role, but don't have that requirement right now, don't meet those requirements. I can explain a little bit more of those benefits. So next slide, please. So colleagues are eligible as long as they work a minimum of 16 hours. So that's our part-time colleagues as well. Next slide. We have PTO, standard health, dental, vision, all of those kind of things, a retirement plan, a pension as well. Next slide. And then we have that education assistance. So for those that are wanting to go back to school, further their education, get a degree that they have been thinking about, we offer certain financial assistance to colleagues, either part-time or full-time, that are in good standing, up to $4,000 a year to be able to go back to school. Next slide. And then we have colleague discount program, service recognition, and retiree recognition program that just got revamped. So there's a lot of great awards and things out there that are available to our colleagues. Next slide. And that is all I have for today about HSHS. So my information is there, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or you're thinking about applying. I would love to talk to you, maybe get you some more information or help you as you submit that application and go into the interviewing process. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Ashley. And as I stated previously, if you do have any questions for Ashley or any of the employers who have presented, feel free to throw your questions or enter them into the chat. And of course, once we reach the Q&A portion of the event, we'll be sure to get your questions answered. Thank you so much, Ashley, for that presentation. Our next employer will be Peerless of America. Melissa, are you available to present?
Yes, I'm here.
You can begin whenever you're ready, Melissa.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. We are very excited to be a part of this job fair, and I look forward to meeting you in the very near future. As a lot of companies, we are now hiring. We've been hiring for quite some time. We are located at 1201 West Wabash Avenue, just kind of like in the backyard of the high school football field, you might say. Our shifts are 4-day work weeks, Monday through Thursday, 10-hour shifts, 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we currently have, or will be starting, a second shift in one of our other areas, and that would run from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. Next slide, please. Who are we? Peerless of America was founded in 1912 as a manufacturer of extruded aluminum shapes for the heat transfer individuals. We do manufacture all aluminum and aluminum copper heat transfer coils, and it was pioneered to use of the tubing and refrigeration on the equipment. Then in the early 30s, we actually introduced the first aluminum fin coil for commercial refrigeration, which kicked it off for the 1960s, and we introduced the all fin coils for the frost-free household refrigerators. Our manufacturing and corporate offices are located actually here in Effingham. So we do strive to keep everything local with our benefits and things that we plan for our employees. And we'll go over that in a few more slides. We are an essential employer as well. And we do extrude for our extrusion department, as you can see on some of the slides. We have heat transfer coils, tubing assemblies, and unit coolers, whether it's for a high volume production or custom engineered unit. You can find these applications across many different spectrums in the industry, which is including the aerospace, which is the 737s. We did have a hit for that, of course, when they grounded some of them in 2019. It started picking back up a little bit towards the end of 2020 and just went off the charts in 2021. And now they're starting to slow back down a little bit. They've cut it into half, but we are still busting at the seams and need individuals to help in that area. We have automotive, off-road, on-road, like parts for Kawasaki, Polaris, anything that you can think of with aluminum parts. Guarantee we probably made some of it here at this facility. Industrial equipment such as like city transit bus or your Turner buses. We do many different components and actually help with the radiators and things that will go into those buses. Military vehicles, power energy, aftermarket, commercial refrigerations, air conditioning, and refrigerated detail displays, such as like in your grocery stores, like Walmart. We do make parts for those as well on those applications. Next slide, please. This is more of a look at our extrusion division. And as a reminder, this is all aluminum. So we have to package it specifically as our client wishes. So that way, as you can see, some of them are very thin and we need to make sure there's a buffer so they do not bend or smash, especially when we do aerospace. We actually, you will use like hydraulic hoses to clean off any dust debris to make sure there's no dust particles of any sort laying on those flat sheets of aluminum, because as you can tell in shipping, it may dent that, and you definitely do not want a dented piece of aluminum when you are flying on a 737. You want everything to perfection. So we are an ISO certified company, and we are about to get our AS 9000 certification, which is for aerospace. And that is a huge accomplishment once we get that. And we are in grounds to get that accomplished in November of this year as well. We also help design, prototype, extrusion, manufacture aluminum parts. These parts provide safer, higher heat transfer efficiencies for less maintenance and low fuel consumptions. So for all of the individuals that are for the green states, we do our best for that. And especially we improve the footprint on recycling potential as well. We can always do that. We do globally for condenser, evaporators, radiators, battery coolers, many different things that you wouldn't think of when you think of aluminum. There's stuff in there that we will do, and it's here locally. And that's amazing in my perspective. We do a high strength series of aluminum as well. And then one of our applications that we do here, just so you can get a vision of it, we do a cooling component, and we got the contract for McDonald's globally for their ice maker. They have one ice maker in every restaurant worldwide. The demand is higher than what they can produce, so they need 2 ice makers. And we actually received that contract in April of this year to make a cooling component for every single ice maker for McDonald's globally. So we had a big party for all of our employees because their hard work and dedication accomplished this feat for us. And our president actually went out and bought 250 McDonald's cheeseburgers, brought them in. We stacked them up. I wish I would have took a photo to have on here so you could see how high that was. And they all just enjoyed it. So we do try and show our appreciation that way, a simple thank you and how are you, things of that nature. We strive here. In our extrusion division, I do have 5 openings available at this time for machine operators. So what you're seeing on your screen, that is called our press table. And that is one of our 6-inch wide presses. We have a 7-inch wide, a 6-inch wide, and then we have a coil press. So we have 3 presses here that run, the second one runs nonstop. And we're looking to get 5 more press machine operators. So then that way we can run possibly in the future a second shift. But for right now, to actually get caught up on some of our orders, because some of our deliveries coming into us for aluminum is delayed, as you all probably witness in your own manufacturing things. But we are hanging in there, and we'll get it accomplished here before too long. Next slide, please. This is our coil division, and we do have 5 openings in this position, in this area as well. And as you can see there, we do process, and it comes from, as that's the finished product, but it does start from a flat sheet of aluminum. We press it out, And then we have a press that will actually cut the fins, and then they place those in there. We do brazing. I call it soldering. I'm old school, but it's called brazing. And they put this together from start to finish. We have an assembly line. There's like 6 different substations to that. So different people will actually put something different on to make that final product. So it is a team environment. We stress training, communication. We want to learn from everybody because their success is our success. Our engineering department is on site, and we have 5 individuals in the engineering department. So they are constantly helping with our innovation and things to expand us in the future and stay on top of the game on this part. We do have part-time and seasonal positions available as well. We have done internships through the summer, and we have high school students that work through the summer. That was the first time they have done that program here. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed having them here. We have 1 more person left. She will leave tomorrow. And it's just been an all-around joy to have high school and college-bound students working here with us. You can still learn from them, and they can still learn from us. So we all enjoy that. Those that want fewer hours each day, we can also work with that as a part-time individual. Say you need to take the children to school or meet the bus in the morning, but you want to be there by 3 o'clock. We can work with that. You can start at 9, leave at 1, leave at 2. We work around those type of schedules for our division in the coil division. Next slide, please. Currently, we have 120 employees that work at this facility. And like I said, there's 10 more positions that we do need to fill. If we do get 1 more contract, we're thinking we will be getting, then I will need to get actually 10 more on top of that, if not more. Some of our benefits that we do here, we have a $400 flat rate bonus, and it's considered an attendance bonus, and we pay it every time you get paid, which is biweekly. So you are the one who makes the choice if you get the $400 or not by showing up to work. Our rate of pay can range anywhere from $19 to $27 an hour for the first shift. And like I said, we are starting a second shift from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. And that is 50 cents more an hour for that. I'm trying to get it where we can do a little bit more than that. But as of right now, it will be the 50 cents. We do have referral bonuses in place as well. It's $1,000 for any employee that works here full-time and refers another individual, and that person works here continuously for 90 days. Then that referral person will receive a $1,000 bonus. As of May, when we changed this referral program as from what it was, we have actually paid out $5,000 to our employees for that referral program. And next pay period, I will be paying out $2,000 more. So it is doable. And I'm looking to change this even a little bit more as to the people that they referred. The referrals will actually get some type of compensation as well if they stay 90 days. We do have 9 paid holidays a year. Our 401k, we just started with Fidelity this year. It was with a different company. I'm looking towards our CEO to get a match for that starting next year. Vacation time, they call it here PTO. It starts accumulating after an individual's been here for 90 days of full-time employment. You do not have to work a year before you use that time, and you can actually borrow for your vacation time from the previous year as well. Our benefits, you're eligible for our benefits the first of the month after 60 days of full-time employment. And we just recently changed this in May. We changed a lot of things in May. And I'm looking to change that again before the end of the year. But as of right now, it's the first of the month after 60 days of employment, and you'll be eligible for medical, dental, and vision. And it's a la carte. So you do not have to have medical just to get dental if all you need is dental. You can actually have a family medical plan and just have yourself on vision if you wish to. So you can mold it as to what you need. We do have short and long-term disability and volunteer life insurance coverage as well for your spouse and your children. Our basic life insurance is $25,000, and we also add in there a $25,000 AD&D, and that is company paid, so nothing comes out of their check. And we started in May as well, a safety shoe program, and it's payable annually. And we do that, like I said before, we like to keep our businesses local. So we do it with the Red Wing store here in town with Morrow. Bill is phenomenal on helping us get our shoes in quickly or helping our employees. I do not have to worry when I give them the authorization form to go there. He is amazing. Employees and immediate family discounts at Al Tire Mart. We started that. One of the programs with that is with Verizon. If you want an upgrade or a new phone, the activation fees and the upgrade fees are waived for you or any member that's on that plan completely. We just started that, so we're testing those out, and Al Tire is testing with us to see if maybe we can throw in some other benefits for our employees as well. The one thing we can do on our production floor, we can have beverages on our production floor because it does get heated out there with, of course, the extrusion machines put off a lot of heat. They also have cooling wraps that the company supplies for them. I make sure each employee, when they start, has one. They are machine washable, and they do keep the individuals cool. They absolutely love them. The kind that we got, you could actually use as a face mask if you need to at any given time. We do have participations in team building committees. So like for activities that we have here, training committees, we put things together, and safety. So everybody is a part. It's not just what the upper management says we need to do. It stems from what the floor recognizes that needs to happen, and then it filters its way back up to the top. And that's how we like it here, because they work with it day in and day out. They know the process, and they know a safe process as well. Advancements, you can grow within the company. You can start as an assembly worker, and you can work your way up, as one of our individuals has, as the production supervisor, or actually a department supervisor as well. Our president started here as a maintenance tech, went to maintenance manager, then general manager, and is now the president of our facility. So there are a lot of room for advancement in our facility. Next slide, please. How do you contact me? You can contact us on the website. You can fill out an application there, and it will be sent directly to my inbox, or you can email me directly. You can call me. There's my number there on the screen. That's my direct line. Or by all means, you can just stop by, see us. We can give you a tour, interview. We have free popcorn out here for our employees daily. So anybody if that wants to can participate in some popcorn. And that's Monday through Friday. Peerless is a company that is devoted to our employees. Training is number one. We feel that with your success, we are actually successful as well. So I appreciate your time today. I do, like I said before, look forward to meeting you in the near future, hopefully for a tour, just to see if Peerless is the right employer that you've been seeking. Thank you. I hope you all enjoy your day.
So much for that presentation, Melissa. And as I've been stating, if you do have any questions for Melissa regarding employment opportunities at Peerless of America, please feel free to enter those into the chat. And once we reach that Q&A portion of the event, we will, of course, make sure that your questions get answered. Thank you so much, Melissa. Our next employer presenter today will be Continental Mills. I do believe that will be both Danielle and possibly Tara. Are you both available to present?
Hi, this is Danielle. I'll be presenting, and then Tara's going to help me answer questions at the end if we have any.
Fantastic. Thank you, Danielle. You can begin whenever you are ready.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time today. Going to talk a little bit about Continental Mills and focus a lot on the culture that we have. We're kind of talk about ourselves as makers because, next slide, please. We are a dry mix manufacturing facility. We have what we call our central location here in Effingham, and we just purchased the building next door, which is going to be our dry mix gluten-free facility. So we're located or headquartered in Seattle, Washington. We have 800 employees across 4 plants, Effingham, of course, being the best plant. Now, we do make products like Krusty's pancakes, which are fantastic. I don't know if anybody made it down to Ham Jam where we had the pancake breakfast, but they're phenomenal. But in our Manhattan, Kansas plant, we do Wild Roots trail mix, but we also produce licensed product out of our Hopkinsville, Kentucky plant and our Kent, Washington plants, things like Ghirardelli triple chocolate brownies, which are also phenomenal, and the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. So while here in Effingham, we primarily produce 50-pound bags of dry mix so that local retailers can make pancakes and donuts, we also do off the shelf that you see in grocery stores. So your Krusty's gluten-free pancakes or gluten-free blueberry muffins, those are also really good products. And we're going to be making those right next door. And that's part of why we're doing a little bit of hiring. At Continental Mills, our motto is fierce pride. So today I'm focusing a little bit on that entrepreneurial side that we all have. And we hope we push that all across all the employees, whether you are in management or whether you are in maintenance or an operator in the warehouse. Next slide, please. So I think one of the things, these are 4 things that I think make us different as an employer, because there's a lot of really good employers in Effingham. And so we know everybody has a place where they want to feel like they fit in. There's going to be different places around town where it works better for you than others. Why we think that we are different employer. We're very proud to be in Effingham County, as all the employers are. We'd like to serve Effingham and its surrounding counties. We donate a lot of our food products to local charities in Effingham and surrounding counties, and donate a lot of money there as well, getting active in the community. We offer what's called a pay for skill environment. So we're very upfront with employees when they come in the door that these are the skills that you're going to be learning over the next year. And if you want to go into the next level and become a production operator level 2, then you have your pay for skill book and you know exactly what skills you need to train to in order to make that next level and jump to that next level of pay. Our people, of course, are definitely what makes us different. So we've got a very wide variety of people that are here. We have motorcycle enthusiasts, we've got authors, we have people who DJ, we have gamers, we've got a wide variety of people with lots of different perspectives. And we feel like when we come together, we're able to, with those kinds of diverse views, we're able to fix problems better. We are able to be more productive. So we really enjoy having that variety within our plants. And then also our approach to work, I feel, is also unique, or it's one of the reasons why I really love working at Continental Mills. People who are in manufacturing, have grown up in manufacturing, who have family that are in manufacturing, you kind of know that, you know, your machinery, your equipment, those processes they just become part of you, and you get to know them. We believe that. We always say that our people are who made us who we are today. And they will always continue to make us who we will be in the future. And we do that through what we call equipment ownership and our pay for skill program. So somebody who is running one of our bagger systems, or maybe they're running one of the mixer systems, we know that they know the best way to run and operate that equipment. And we count on them to tell us, hey, what resources and tools do you need in order to make this run more smoothly, in order to make your job better? And that's really one of the approaches that we take and is part of that entrepreneurial approach that we have. Next slide, please. We believe that we do a good job of trying to define who we're looking for, because we want you to make a good decision. We may or may not be the right, we say the right mix for you. And we know that you're looking for a good paying job. We know that you're looking for ways that you can contribute and find meaningful work. And we know that, you know, you want to be recognized and appreciated for the work that you do. And we also know you're looking for just the place where you feel like you fit. And so that's why we try to define that in this way, because we may or may not be that fit for you. And that's okay. We know you, because of all the great employers in town, we know you're going to find that fit. So we're the right mix for you if you enjoy learning, because we like that side-by-side job shadowing and training that we do. If you want to be the Jack or Jill of all trades and the master of a few, because we don't have you in front of one piece of equipment learning only that machine or job, because of our pay for skill environment, you're going to be able to touch many different areas. So while you might be at that equipment for a week or two, you are spreading your skills around and learning new things. It also helps the time pass nicely. We also, if you possess the physical and emotional fortitude to handle a diverse set of tasks and growing set of responsibilities, we are one of those smaller plants in Continental Mills throughout the US. And so we kind of all wear a lot of different hats. And I mentioned earlier, we have 50-pound bags. So you have to be able to lift. You have to be able to withstand the changing environment. Hey, you're lifting 50-pound bags over here, but tomorrow you're going to be over here weighing out micro ingredients. And being able to handle that diverse set of tasks takes that physical and emotional fortitude. So if you enjoy that kind of environment, then this might be the right one for you. And if you thrive on making a contribution and seeing a reward for that effort, we also might be that right mix. So it might not be right for you if you don't possess a teachable spirit, if you just want to learn the one piece of equipment and really kind of be the master of that one equipment, which is cool. But because we move around, this might not be the right fit. Manual labor combined with critical thinking does not interest you. We really enjoy having people who not only are they fully vested, they understand that this is manual labor, but they also know that they're going to be problem solvers. They're going to take charge and ownership of their piece of equipment and actually take pride in the fact that they do that. And if you're just looking for a job where you want to show up and go home and get your paycheck, and this may not be the right mix for you either. So hopefully that gives you a great definition of whether or not you might be that ideal candidate for us and whether we're the right ideal employer for you. Next slide, please. We have 2 jobs currently available: production operator, actually on all shifts right now. So we do operate 3 8-hour shifts, Monday through Friday. And as an operator, you're going to be operating specialty equipment, preventative maintenance on your piece of equipment, ensuring quality measures are taken, participating in specialty reporting and projects that we have going on, for continuous improvement to sanitation checklists to safety audits. Everybody participates in those kinds of things. And as we move up in pay for skills, also our operators, for example, in the past year, have had an opportunity to work with some of our engineers to travel off-site and do the factory equipment testing. And so it's our operators are the ones telling our engineers what needs to be changed about a piece of equipment that somebody is custom making for us in order to make sure that it's going to work out on the floor. It wasn't our engineers, it was our operators that did that factory acceptance testing, which I think says a lot about that entrepreneurial relationship that we have with our employees. Secondly, we have maintenance technicians. We have positions on second and third shift for sure. Duties include welding and metal fabrication, troubleshooting, repairing equipment, electrical, and basically facility-wide management. Again, it's not just one area that they're specializing in. The maintenance technicians are generalists and kind of touch everything within the facility. Next slide, please. Some of our benefits, we do have total compensation. We've got premium health insurance. And so that's not a buzzword that I give myself. That's actually rated by the insurance companies that we offer our employees that premium level of service. We have low cost, so it's low premiums that come out of your pocket, low deductibles, and we also have a very low out-of-pocket maximum, which after a certain amount, that means you're not paying anything. 401k, our company matches 50% of the first 6 and 100% of the next 2, which means as long as you're contributing 8%, we're contributing 5%. We have paternity and maternity leave. We provide 10 weeks at 100% paid leave for birth mothers and 2 weeks at 100% for the non-birth parents, including in adoption and fathers. PTO, our new hires earn 3 weeks of PTO per fiscal year, and that's prorated to their data hire. You're eligible to start requesting PTO after you've been with us that first full 2 weeks. And we also offer quarterly incentives. So basically a quarterly bonus each quarter, and you can earn 1% of your pay. Our employees are eligible to earn up to 7% of their paycheck each quarter when certain metrics are met. And I'll tell you, they estimate between 5 and 6% and that's average, that's actually paid out based on the metrics that are met each year. I've seen it actually in the last year, even due to COVID, we've actually paid out 6 and above. And because our employees are working so very hard, we have not seen layoffs through COVID at all. We've got a lot of other great benefits, 9 paid holidays, vision, flexible spending accounts, that kind of thing. So that's the scoop. And I really thank you for the gift of your time today. I know everybody's time is very precious. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that presentation, Danielle. And as I've been stating, once more, if you do have any questions for Danielle regarding any of the opportunities that were covered today at Continental Mills, please feel free to enter those questions into the chat. Of course, we'll get those answered for you during the upcoming Q&A portion of the event. Thank you so much, Danielle. Our final employer presenter for today will be 3Z Printing. Tim and or Brenda, are you available to present?
Yes, we are.
Excellent. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Brenda McLean, and I'm the HR manager for 3Z Printing. I've been at 3Z for 3 years now.
And my name is Tim Smith, and I'm the personnel manager, along with managing the general maintenance and security employees. I have been with 3Zs for 34 years. We feel extremely fortunate to have a very experienced team of professionals that we get to work with each and every day. Along with this, we have an owner that his priorities consist of faith, family, work, in that order.
Next slide, please. 3Z Printing has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. The 3Z represents the 3 Zeruzen brothers, Daniel, Bill, and Kurt. In the spring of 2015, the 2 of the Zeruzen brothers retired, and Bill Zeruzen brought on 3 of his sons to help run the business. 3Z is now in the 2nd generation of ownership.
3Z Printing is located in the small town of Teutopolis, Illinois, with a population of approximately 1,500 people.
Next slide, please.
3Z Printing is located in the small town of Teutopolis, Illinois, with a population of approximately 1,500 people. The company currently employs approximately 350 people from Teutopolis and the surrounding areas, and has a huge impact on the economic well-being of our community.
Next slide, please. With more than 40 years of experience in commercial web printing, we have had a lot of employment opportunities with advancement to grow within our company. We currently have over 125 employees that average 25 plus years with our company. Next slide, please.
Our current job openings include printing press operators, roll tenders, clam truck drivers, and material handlers and bindery assistants. The bindery assistants consist of entry-level positions with no experience. We have 2 different types of forklifts, which are the forks and the clamps. We have 22 forklifts that run each shift. The printing press operator is one of our higher paying jobs, along with our bindery operators. We have 17 presses, 17 folders, and 17 cutters, which means we have a lot of higher paying jobs available. There are growth opportunities available in all departments. The bindery assistants can learn the folding and cutting processes and become operators in both areas. The rates that are shown are average pay rates for the positions after introductory period. Due to the times that we are faced with, we are asking employees to cross-train in multiple areas. This not only allows an employee to grow, learn new tasks, but also makes the jobs interesting and challenging. Along with this, the company incentivizes those employees with higher pay rates.
Next slide, please. We offer some of the best benefits around, including medical, dental, vision, life, disability, paid time off, and 401k. Our deductibles, our out-of-pocket maximums, and our weekly rates for the benefits are very low. We also have a rewards program that provides additional compensation for working the core hours and overtime. This program is available through December of 2021. Vacation and sick time start accruing immediately. We also have 3 shifts. First shift that runs 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Second shift runs 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. And third shift starts on Sunday night at 10 p.m. and runs to 6 a.m. We do work Saturdays when business dictates the necessity. Overtime is not required through the week, but during our busy seasons, it is available, and we appreciate it when people do. We also offer part-time employment with flexible days and hours available. We are very lenient with our part-time help. We let the employee determine the hours and days they work each week. Next slide, please.
At the end of the day, it's our people who make the place, and that is evident in everything that we do. Without our people, 3Z wouldn't be here. We hope that you will consider becoming part of our family and grow with us as part of our team, both now and in the future. With 125 plus employees having over 25 years of service, we have growth opportunities for those employees who have a desire to learn and excel.
Next slide, please. Here's our contact information if you're interested in joining our team. If anyone has any questions on job duties about certain positions, please ask or feel free to call the number above and ask for Tim or Brenda. And to apply, go to 3z.bamboohr.com, or you're welcome to come in and apply in person. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you both for that presentation. And again, if you do have any questions for the folks at 3Z regarding any of the positions that were covered here today, please feel free to throw those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you. With the conclusion of 3Z's presentation, we have now reached the Q&A portion of the event. So before we kind of delve into that, I want to give you all a brief overview as to how the format's going to look like for that. So as I've been, stating or prompting job seekers on the call to do, if you do have any questions, feel free to throw those into the chat. You all will be the primary drivers of the discussion that'll be taking place. So please don't be shy, don't be hesitant. Throw any questions that you have into the chat and we'll of course make sure they get answered. In the event that we do not have any questions come up, I do have a list of reserved questions on my end that I'll go ahead and ask each employer who has presented here today. How that will work is I'll pose the question in the order of the presentation that took place today. So I'll pose a question, it'll go to Pepsi MidAmerica first, HSHS second, Peerless of America third, Continental Mills, fourth, and then 3Z fifth, and we'll rinse and repeat. So we'll just follow that process until we reach the end of the duration of the session. So we do have approximately 30 minutes set aside for Q&A today. So again, I would highly encourage any of the job seekers on the call to ask any questions that you do have of the employers and really make it an opportunity for some robust discussion. So thank you all. Taking a look here at the chat, looks like we do have one question. It looks like this is for Pepsi. Bobby, this individual asks, my question is for Pepsi. I currently live in Northern Ohio. Any opportunities for me? Thanks.
Sadly, currently we do not cover those grounds. I'm hoping here soon that we might, so keep your ears open. And if you want to, you can always apply and we can see if there's anybody I can reach out to help find you employment elsewhere within PepsiCo. So feel free to still reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help out.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Bobby. And at the moment, we don't have any additional job seeker questions in the chat. So we will go ahead and start pulling questions off of the reserve list that I have here. So Bobby, I know you just asked or answered a question, excuse me, but this first question will go back to you. The question that I do have is, how long does the hiring process typically take from the point of submitting an application to actually being extended that official offer for hire? Again, Bobby, we'll start with you and work our way through our presenters.
So a lot of times how that works is as soon as they apply, they will meet with me. If I feel like they'd be a great fit for this company, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and have them meet with the hiring manager that day, and they could be extended an offer at that moment. There have been times where it may take 2 days, but usually it doesn't go past that. We're pretty quick. If we feel like you're a good fit, we want to go ahead and get your foot in the door and get you going.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Bobby. And Ashley with HSHS, can you answer that question as well, please?
Yes, so I would say the time from submitting application to potentially getting an offer could be 1 to 2 weeks, just depending on the position. But I showed that high level overview during the slides. We do a phone screen and then also have an interview set up with the hiring manager. So with those couple of steps, it can be around 1 to 2 weeks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Ashley. And Peerless of America. Melissa, are you able to answer that question as well, please?
Yes, here it can take anywhere from 24 hours to a week. Again, it just depends on the position. Most of the time I will interview on site and give them the tour. They will actually meet with each department supervisor management team if available. And then they would actually, depends on the drug screen and the background check, how long those take as to how quickly we can get them in and get them started.
Understood. Thank you for that, Melissa. And Danielle and or Tara at Continental Mills. Can you answer that question as well, please?
Sorry, I was looking for the unmute. At Continental Mills, they, much like the rest of everybody, it's 1 to 2 weeks, and it's going to be dependent upon background check. We have begun the process of starting people contingent upon the background check and drug screen, simply because we know that can prolong things. And so we want to make sure that people get onboarded as quickly as possible. So from application to phone screen can be same day, depending. And we also have a fitness for duty because it is a highly physical job. We do have a physical as well. So I would say 1 to 2 weeks, but we can get you in more quickly if somebody is not having to give a 2-week notice. We always appreciate when people give us a 2-week notice, and we certainly want you to be able to honor that 2-week notice for others as well.
Understood. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. And for the folks at 3Z Printing, can you give us an idea as to how long that process typically takes as well, please?
Sure. An employee will put in an application, then we do a phone interview. That can be done the same day. Once the phone interview is done and both us and the other employee find it mutually beneficial, we will then do an in-person interview. That can also be done the same day or when the time is good for that person. We do require a 2-hour orientation prior to an employee starting on the floor. So once a candidate is hired, we figure out what works best in their schedule. We do the orientation and we can start as soon as possible or when the employee chooses.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. It looks like we did receive an additional question here in the chat. This one goes back again to Bobby at Pepsi MidAmerica. Bobby, I don't recall if during your presentation you had supplied contact information or not, but if you did, can you please enter that into the chat for the individual who's asking?
I did put it into the presentation, but I will also add on the contacts so they have it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bobby. And again, we'll take a brief pause here, and I just want to encourage job seekers who are on the call. If you do have any questions for our employers, please don't hesitate to enter your questions into the chat. We'll make sure that they get answered, obviously, in a prompt manner. Circling back to the questions that I have, and again, we'll start with Pepsi MidAmerica. One point that I did hear that was brought up multiple times during the last question was background checks. So that actually brings up another good question that I like to ask. And we'll go ahead and frame it in this manner. For the employers that are on the call, would you consider yourselves or your hiring practices maybe to be friendly for folks that might have minor misdemeanors, minor infractions on their record, or in other words, maybe consider yourself to be second chance employers. We'll go ahead again, start with Pepsi. Bobby, are you able to answer that question?
We do allow second chances and we do allow minor fractions on your background. We obviously will acknowledge it, but that will not keep you from having a position here.
Excellent. Thank you, Bobby. And Ashley at HSHS.
So we will hire candidates if they have minor things that come up on the background check. It does vary by position and kind of what we take it on a case-by-case basis. There are certain things we have to follow just with our clinical positions that are set by the state and that kind of thing. So we have a few more things that we try to look at, but we do take it by a case-by-case basis.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Ashley. And Peerless of America, same question for you as well.
Yes, we do the second chance hiring here in minors, but we do also, it's a case-by-case situation with us having family functions. There are certain things that we have to follow guidelines on.
Excellent. Thank you, Melissa. And Continental Mills, Danielle, can you answer that question as well, please?
Yep. So regardless of the level of the infraction, we take a look at every situation and we'll talk to the potential candidate about the context surrounding that. We will follow food safety protocols, some guidelines that are set for us, but that we are very open to having conversations and researching the context surrounding all the incidents. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Danielle. And our final employer in the lineup, 3Z. Can you answer that question as well, please?
We feel that we are a second chance employer as well. We do allow minor infractions as well here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I don't have any additional questions here in the chat from job seekers. I know we got some on the call here. Again, want to encourage you folks, if you do have any questions, to enter those into the chat. We'll be sure to get your questions answered in a prompt manner. Circling back to the list that I do have here, just another kind of standard or general question for the employers that are on the call. Question that I have for you is, how can a candidate stand out and get an interview, assuming they're qualified for the position in which they're applying? More specifically, are there maybe any tips, tricks, pointers, things folks should include on a resume or maybe mention in an interview that might give them a bit of an edge in the hiring process? We'll start with Pepsi once again. Bobby, can you answer that question?
I think the best thing for them to do if they're going to interview is whatever position that they're applying for, highlight what skills might be able to correlate in their work history as into the position that they're applying for. Honestly, if you come in with a great attitude, eagerness to learn, willing to work hard, we are excited to bring you on board. So it just varies. I just tell them to give it their best and present themselves well. And like I said, correlate their past and what position that they're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Bobby. And Ashley at HSHS. Anything you'd like to add in that?
Yeah, so I would highly encourage anyone to do just a little bit of research about HSHS, how I pointed out in our presentation of our core values in our mission statement. Those are very core to what we do. It doesn't matter the position. We want our colleagues to live out all of those values. So really kind of hone in on that, because there will be questions about that in an interview, but also simply just making sure you upload a resume and having all of your, making sure that you are looking at the position and tailoring your resume to fit that position. So if you're applying for our housekeeping and you have previous housekeeping experience, make sure you really put all those details on your resume so that we can see that you're qualified for that position you're applying for.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Ashley. And Melissa at Peerless. Anything else you would like to add to that as well?
Yes, same here. Just make sure you put down the skills that accompany with what the position you're applying for. If you don't know what a position you want to apply for, any skills that you put down will help benefit you in the long run. Don't think that if you don't have manufacturing experience that we're just going to overlook that application. Please put down, even we look at if you've had a babysitting job, if you've had like delivery jobs, those are important because it shows that you are a multitasker, organized, and very responsible, trustworthy team player. So we do take anything that you put on there into consideration for the position that you are applying for. And also, if you would look at some of our background on our website to get to know what we do here, that is extremely beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Melissa and Danielle at Continental Mills. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Very similar to Peerless of America. I think having the gaps are okay. Gaps happen, and being able to explain those gaps in a way that, that shows that there's a little pep in your step and that you're coming on board really bearing and ready to go looking for something, looking for a job. I think being able to show that you have a background in some sort of physical labor is always helpful, but definitely not required. But again, it's really about once you get to that interview step, being able to show that you have anticipated some questions and thought thoroughly about what those answers might be, so that you can show that you are ready to work, ready to show up, and ready to be a team player.
Information. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. And our final employer in the lineup, 3Z Printing. Any other information that you'd like to add to what's already been said by the other employers?
Being on time for the interview is big for us, of course. Having a positive and great attitude, be willing to learn and grow in their careers. Prior experience is a plus when we're considering the pay. So whatever they can put down for what positions they held before may correspond with the positions that we have available.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And again, just want to take a brief pause here for any of the folks that are on the call as job seekers. If you do have any questions for our employers who are on the line, please feel free to enter those into the chat, and we'll of course get them answered for you as soon as possible. The next question that I do have for the employers, I know it was covered in some of your presentations, but again, want to give other organizations an opportunity to answer this as well. Do you offer any sort of part-time positions and/or flexible scheduling? I know that's a question that comes up quite frequently on a lot of the events that I host. So we'll start with Pepsi and of course work our way through the list here.
Yes, as I stated in the presentation, we do have part-time positions. We are flexible. Like I said, we have a lot of college students or just students in general. So we want to make sure that we work around their education because that's most important to us.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby. And Ashley at HSHS.
Yes, we have those positions, part-time and even PRN, which I mentioned in the presentation, and that just means it's kind of an as-needed basis. So filling in gaps if other employees are on vacation or just where there's needed for extra help. So those positions are great and have more of that flexible scheduling, and our part-time colleagues are still eligible for benefits as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. And Melissa at Peerless.
Yes, we do have part-time and seasonal work available, whether it's for individuals that want to come during Christmas break, spring break, summer. We do have seasonals for those individuals, or those who just want to get out and work 6-hour days because they have things to do in the morning or the afternoon. We are very flexible and can work with your schedule.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. And Danielle at Continental Mills.
We don't currently. We just have 3 shifts that are Monday through Friday, 8-hour days.
Understood. Thank you so much for that. And 3Z Printing.
Yes, we currently have 18 part-time employees. Majority of those are school kids. The process there is they're hired at the beginning of the week. We ask them to fill out a calendar. for what days they can work and what times. So, and then the following week, they would fill the calendar out again. So we are very lenient on our part-time personnel. We do have some stay-at-home parents that work, say 2 to 3 days a week. So we have a lot of opportunities for those part-time folks.
It's pretty open. They just let us know what hours they can work and what days they want to work, and then we work around their schedule. Saturdays are voluntary for part-time employees. They don't have to work the Saturdays for that week.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that information, Tim and Brenda. Again, if you do have any questions for the employers on the call, please feel free to enter those into the chat. Obviously, you have a prime opportunity to get those questions answered right now, so please don't hesitate. If there's anything that you'd like to ask, throw that into the chat, and of course, we'll get it answered for you. Another question for the employers on the call, and I like to ask this during all of the events that I hold, and that is, what are the opportunities for advancement within your organization, and are there any success stories that you might like to highlight? I know a few employers did do that during their presentations, but again, want to give all employers an opportunity to kind of address that question as well. So we'll start again with Pepsi. Bobby, anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, we have advancement here. It's very consistent. The reason why we highlight how much we want to wrap around everyone's education, how important it is, because whatever you're interested in, we want you to help you grow. That leads to management positions here. Your experience can lead to management positions. For instance, I had initially come to Pepsi for a data entry position, which was entry level. I ended up being able to work as an HR at the corporate level instead, and now I'm working here at the depot. I've had people who come in as just regular data entry, and then they moved up to being like a marketing analyst. And now I have people who are in analytical management roles. We've had people who've come in and worked from the very bottom in sales and now have an area sales background or area sales managers. So opportunities here are endless. There's always growth within the company. We've had people move up from the very bottom all the way to the director's positions. So I don't want anyone to feel like they're being held back. They have endless opportunities here that they can do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that information, Bobby and Ashley at HSHS. Anything that you'd like to share?
Yes, we have a lot of room for growth opportunities. As I had mentioned, we have a lot of entry-level positions that you can grow within those positions with different levels, or just use that as a stepping stone to get into the hospital environment to then be able to one day advance and get degrees to get into clinical roles. We have the different benefits that we offer to help pay for schooling and further education for those who are really interested in trying to better themselves and finding new ways to move throughout the company. We have numerous employees that have been able to do that. One example, one of our hospital facilities, our chief nursing operator officer, she started out 20 plus years ago as a nurse student while she was worked for us while she was in nursing school, then moved into an RN role and continued to work her way up through management, and was able to continue to further her education with HSHS's help.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that information, Ashley. And for Melissa at Peerless, any stories or information that you'd like to share for the folks on the call as well?
Yes, we do have room for advancement. We actually have a department supervisor who started out in assembly, has worked his way up to quality, then quality supervisor, and now he is in charge of one side of our production floor. We also have our president of the facility who came in as maintenance and then worked his way to manager and then general manager, and he is now the president. We do have individuals who've worked their way up, and we have long-term employees as well that have been here like 40 plus years. So quality engineer have started off And we actually have them going for like to finish up their degree. So they came in the door as helping out as an intern, and then they actually got a full-time job and then with engineering, and they are still going back to school to complete another degree for that process. So many opportunities here for advancement.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Melissa and Danielle at Continental Mills. Anything else that you would like to share or add with the folks that are on the call?
Sure. In addition to the pay for skills, we have the opportunity to move from a level 1 to a level 4 operator or maintenance technician or warehouse operator. We do have, participation in projects that give you corporate exposure and the ability to move from one position to another within plants across the U.S. as well. There are a lot of success stories of operators moving into supervisor or management roles when they transfer to one of the other locations. We've also got, just our own success story with a gentleman who started out as a temp, and then he ended up kind of just self-leading that area even as a temp, and he was hired eventually full-time, and he's actually now one of our shift managers. So there's always, for people that show that potential, have an openness for learning and kind of have that go-getter attitude, there is a lot of opportunity. And we have seen the company actually find spots for those people simply because they have possessed, the desire and the attributes that for leadership. And we honestly kind of just celebrate people who want to be an operator and be really good at being an operator. And we want to make sure that they feel comfortable with that as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. And our final employer in the lineup, 3Z, opportunities for advancement and any success stories that you'd like to share with folks.
Yes, a little personal note for myself. Back in 1987, yeah, I know I'm old. I graduated high school over T-topless, wasn't really ready for the college schooling at that time. So I walked across the road, got me an entry-level job here. I liked it. And as time went on, I held 7 different hats for different job titles. Now here I am as a personnel manager and loving what I do. The opportunities here are, with the press operators, we do have individuals that's been here 6 months and running their own press, making $20 plus. The opportunity is there and all the operating processes. Some operating processes don't take as long to learn. So I feel like we got all kinds of opportunity here at 3Z Printing.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Tim. And again, we'll go ahead. I think we have about enough time left for probably one more question for the group here. So before I get to that, I want to kind of allow for a last call, if you will, for the job seekers on the call. If you do have questions for the employers that are on the call today, please feel free to enter them into the chat. And of course, we'll get those answered for you. For the employers, final question that I have for you today is just kind of a catch-all, if you will. The question is to allow you basically to have a summary statement, if you will, or a concluding statement regarding today's session. Is there anything that you would like to share with job seekers that maybe you'd like to highlight that was from your presentation, or maybe add something that you feel you might have overlooked or left out during your presentation? Now we'll give you that opportunity to go ahead and do so. Take it just kind of, again, like a summary statement or a takeaway for the job seekers that are on the call. Bobby with Pepsi MidAmerica, you're up first.
I just want to just summarize the fact that if you are very eager, willing to learn, enthusiastic, and driven person, we have all kinds of opportunities here. And just because I didn't list management on there doesn't mean that you wouldn't be qualified or could work your way up to. We have all kinds of opportunities for you. So if you are interested, I have my contacts out there. You can also apply onto our Pepsi website, so PepsiMidAmerica.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you guys. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Bobby. And Ashley at HSHS.
Yes, I just want to Please don't hesitate to reach out to me about any questions, or if you need some help navigating through our website or finding a position that might be a fit for you. We would be open to letting somebody come in to like shadow for a day to see what area you might be most interested in and where would be a good fit for you. So we're really willing to work with job candidates the best we can to find them a home within HSHS. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Much appreciated. Melissa with Peerless of America.
Yes, and if you are looking for, our needs change all the time. So there's different positions that may not be there today, but will be there possibly tomorrow or by the end of the week. To keep a running tally on those, you can search on our website at peerlessofamerica.com, or you can call in and our receptionist will update you. You can stop by, or we also deal with some of the temp agencies in town. So if it's easier for you to reach out to them, by all means do so. I'm in contact with them daily. And we have many opportunities for everybody who wants to show team playing and grow with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Much appreciated. And Danielle at Continental Mills.
And people can apply or find out lots of additional information at continentalmills.com/Effingham jobs, and that'll get them specifically to our job page. We can also invite people to complete a paper job interest form if they want to stop by the plant. That's 1200 Stevens Avenue, which is off Rainy Street there. And we also want to invite people to come by and take a tour because we want them to be able to see the environment before they apply, if that's something that would benefit them at all. And they can give us a call and reach out to us at 540-4036 if that's what they would like to do, or they can just stop by and ask for Danielle or Tara.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. And our final employer, 3Z.
Sorry. We hire school kids, college kids, stay-at-home parents, full-time, part-time. The employment opportunities are endless here. We have lots of opportunities, obviously. It's not just a job, but as you can see with so many of our employees with over 25 years of service, it's definitely a career at 3Z. Our boss, Bill Zeruzen, he likes to say we're unified, we're committed. It's about family. As he has said in the past, our people make the place.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I did receive one additional question in the chat via direct message. This individual asks, to Melissa at Peerless, when will you start your second shift?
We actually have some of them going at this moment, and we are in the need probably within the next 2 weeks for other individuals to run that. And they would be specifically for our Skive division, which is basically the one for the aerospace, the 737s. So once that business picks up, we will be running full speed with the second shift. I do want them to get in here sooner than later though, so I can actually train them on the day shift prior to moving them to the second shift, because I do not want to set anybody up to fail. So we want to give you as much training and attention on our first shift where we're able to do that, so we can guarantee that you will be successful in your move to second shift. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. And again, we'll give one final call here for job seekers. If you do have any questions that you would like to ask the employers, feel free to throw those into the chat. And again, we'll just give just a minute here for those folks to do so. And as of now, I'm not receiving any additional questions here. So we'll go ahead and begin kind of the session wrap up here for today. Courtney, do you want to go ahead and give any sort of concluding remarks or summary statements regarding today's session? Then I'll do my spiel after you are done.
Yes, please. And wow, tremendous job by our employers. A lot of wonderful information today, very informative presentations, and did a great job. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who attended today's event and to our employers, and a special thank you to Daniel and David of Illinois WorkNet, to the City of Effingham, Effingham Chamber, the Effingham Regional Growth Alliance, Illinois Department of Commerce, Economic Opportunity, and the local Workforce Investment Area 23. We hope that you enjoyed today's event and found it informative.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Courtney. And I would just like to state, of course, the session today has been recorded. So later this afternoon, I will be uploading the recording of this session to the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel. Once it is made live and discoverable, of course, job seekers who are subscribed to our channel will get the notification that a new video has been uploaded to the virtual job fair playlist. So they will be informed that this video has been added there. And of course, they can watch all of the great information that was covered here today at that location. Additionally, for the employers who are on the call, you are also more than welcome to take a look at that page as well. And you can also share the link to whether you have email lists, subscription lists, if you have social media accounts that you manage or operate, you can share that link there as well. And maybe folks that registered for the event but weren't able to attend, they'll be able to watch the event and the information that you covered as well. Of course, to the employers, thank you so much for carving time out of your busy schedules today. It's much appreciated, and same to the job seekers as well. Thank you all for joining today. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you all.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Courtney and Jeff. Appreciate